80 cents. That's what this guy had in his pocket when he stepped off the boat in Rome. He'd just been robbed. Everything is gone. All he had left was some hands that can really work silver. 140 years later, the house he built sells for around $5 billion. It wraps the most famous women in gold. This is Bulgari, and I'm going to hand you their entire playbook. Because every move in it, it works. Whether you're a global empire or a 2-truck plumbing crew, stay with me on this one. Rewind to the late 1800s. A young Greek silversmith, Soterio Bulgari, packs up his whole life and leaves home. His family had been shaping silver for generations. It was the only thing he knew, and he knew it cold. He sails for Italy, chasing something bigger, and Italy humbles him fast. Naples first, robbed, wiped out, back to zero. Then he drags himself to Rome with nothing, just the skill that's in his hands. So what does he do? He doesn't wait. No investors, no perfect plan, no someday when things settle down. 1884, a small shop, a street called Via Sistina, open doors. And that's the first thing hiding in this story that everyone walked right past. He didn't wait to feel ready. He started with the only asset he had, his craft. And he started very small. In the early days, it's wealthy English tourists rolling around Rome who keep him alive. They just can't get enough of his work. Then his sons stepped in, Giorgio and Constantino, and they pull a move that still gives me chills till today. 1934, they rebuilt the flagship, and they changed how the name is spelled. They killed the U and carved in the V. B-V-L-G-A-R-I. The way Rome chiseled its letters into marble 2,000 years ago. Read the message in that. We're not just a shop, we're Romans. We belong to the greatest empire that ever lived. That's world-class branding. And they pulled it off 90 years ago, before anyone had anything to say about it. Here's where it gets good. Early 1900s, the whole jewelry world boat to one city, Paris. French taste ran everything. Icy diamonds, cold platinum delicate, and everybody fell in line and copied it. Bulgari as well, at first. Then the grandsons take over, Gianni, Paolo, Nicola. And they look at the rule book the whole industry is worshipping, and they throw it in the trash. Color everywhere. Emeralds slammed up against sapphires, against rubies. Combinations that made the purest clutch their chests. Warm yellow gold instead of cold platinum. Big, bold, dramatic, Roman to the bone. They quit trying to play Paris's game and started playing their own game. And that right there is the exact reason why the name Bulgari still means something today. Those reckless pieces from the 60s, they sell for fortunes now. Precisely because no one had the guts to make them. So let me ask you this question. Are you running your business as the knockoff to the biggest name in your town? Same look, same pitch, just a couple bucks cheaper? Because that's a race to the bottom, and there's no winning it. The ones who get remembered were never the copies. They were the originals. Blend in, and you will have to fight for price for the rest of your life. Stand out, and you get to set it. In 1962, the most famous woman on earth flew to Rome to shoot a movie and fell so hard for one jewelry shop that her husband said it was the only Italian word she knew. The woman was Elizabeth Taylor. The movie was Cleopatra, and the shop was Bulgari. She was so hooked, she'd walk in still in a full costume, straight off set. Her man, Richard Burton, covered anything that caught her eye, and one piece never left her wrist, a gold snake coiling up her arm, the Bulgari serpentine. The cameras caught it. Those photos ran around the world, and overnight, a snake became one of the most famous jewels ever made. Burton said it best. The only word Elizabeth knows in Italian is Bulgari. Here's why it matters for you. When the right person is seen with your brand, it hits harder than any other ad you could ever buy. You don't need a movie star. You need the most respected name in your world, holding up your work and saying this one. Get your work on the right people. Find you Elizabeth. Lesson 2, sign your work. This one flips whatever you heard about quiet luxury right on its head. Bulgari didn't whisper. Bulgari wrote its name over the front door and dared you to look away. 1977, they dropped a watch called the Bulgari. They designed their own name slammed up twice, wrapped up around the face of the watch. Most brands hide their logo somewhere subtle. Bulgari made the logo their entire point. That takes a specific kind of confidence, the kind that says our name is the value, so wear it whenever the world can see it. Same energy as that V they carved into the spelling. Pride turned into design. Now don't twist this on me. I'm not telling you to put a huge logo on everything you touch. No, I'm just telling you to be proud enough to sign your work. It's the crew that leaves a site cleaner than they found it, with one clean sign out front. It's the business that's so consistent that your name is the one people say when a friend asks who did this. It's being able to point at something and say, yeah, that's mine. Sign your work like you mean it. That's how the world knows you stand behind it. Bulgari's next flex didn't cost them anything, because it was just sitting right outside their window. While every other house chased inspiration around the globe, Bulgari chose Rome. 2,000 years of empire right out their doorstep. They pressed real ancient gold coins into their necklaces. They pulled the curves of the Colosseum's arcs and the geometry of the temple straight into their designs. Their whole identity got built from the city they were standing in, and that's a moat nobody could ever cross. A house in Paris can't fake being Roman. A brand in New York can't buy 2,000 years of empire. It was theirs. So sit with me on this one. What can you only claim? Third generation doing this trade? That's a story. 20 years working on the same street? Story. Your town, your family, your background, the exact road that got you started. No one can copy that, no matter how deep pockets go. Your roots are your unfair advantage. Stop putting them in the background. Put them in the front and in the center. Lesson 4, borrow trust. Remember Elizabeth Taylor? That was a luck, that was a blueprint, and Bulgari ran it on repeat. In the Dolce Vita years, their store turned into the room everyone wanted to be in. Stars, loyalty, icons, all taking the same counter. And when the world saw the most dazzling woman with the snake bracelet, nobody thought pretty jewelry. Everyone thought I want in on that life. That's borrowed status. You take the trust people already have in someone, and you let a little bit of it rub off your name. And before you tell me you don't have a celebrity, you don't need one. You need the right people in your corner. The restaurant in town that everyone respects and telling people you built it out. The 5-star review from the one person whose word actually moves the room. The recognizable name, proud to let you put their logo on your site. That's your Elizabeth Taylor. The one person people already trust, vouching for you, worth more than 1 month of solid ads. So go earn it. Lesson 5, sell a world, not a thing. Here's how one jewelry shop turned into an empire. They refused to stay in a single lane. Once the world trusted the name, Bulgari stretched it. Watches, then perfumes. A way for someone who couldn't drop 50 grand for a necklace to own a dream for only $100. Then bags, leather and accessories. Catch what happened there. They stopped selling a thing and they started selling a world. Once you trust the name, they got 100 doors for you to walk in instead of just one. And the boldest move of all, hotels. Bulgari resorts in Milan, Dubai, Turkey. Places where you can check in and sleep in the brand for a night. And this is exactly where most small businesses fumble the bag. You fight tooth and nail for you to earn customers' trust. And then you sell them one thing and vanish. Flip it. The plumber becomes the yearly maintenance plan. The floor guy becomes the floors, the closets, and the trims. The barber that launches product line. You don't always need more customers. Sometimes you just need the nerve to serve those you already have, just deeper. Win their trust, and then build a whole world for them to spend it in. So let me tie the bow on it. 5 moves, you could take them to work on Monday. 1, burn the rule book. The copy fights over price. The originals, they set the price. 2, sign your work. Be proud enough to put your name on it. 3, mind your roots. The story is the only thing they just can't buy. 4, borrow trust. One name the room already respects beats 1,000 ads. 5, sell a world. Win the trust first, then serve those people deeper. And here's the kicker, none of these cost money. They cost pride, a nerve, an identity. 80 cents and a pair of hands. That's where the whole thing started. And it became one of the most iconic names on earth. Not by fitting in, but by being so loud, so proud, so unmistakably itself that the world could not look away. That's the line between a business that fights overpriced and a business that becomes a name. Bulgari never chased cheap, they chased bold, they chased unforgettable, and the world paid them billions for it. You don't need permission, you don't need a bigger budget, you need the nerve to stop copying. And the pride to put your name on something that's worth remembering. If this one hit, follow along and break it down how the biggest luxury names actually think and how you can steal it for your own business. Tell me in the comments which brand I should break down next. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.